those of you who haven't heard, if you're living under a rock, or even if you're not living under a rock and you just haven't heard yet, I am actually going to be playing during LCS finals. I am being flown out by Grubhub to play, and honestly, I think that this is the most nervous any sponsorship has ever made me in my entire life. They did a cute little video. If you guys haven't seen it yet, we'll put that bad boy on because you guys need to see something. On August 29th, check this out. Ready? Grubhub, what's gonna happen? An epic battle on the Rift? But who's in the battle, Grubhub? Maybe Grubhub Feeding Frenzy, delivered by Grubhub in partnership with Buffalo Wild Wings, will drop some names out. Let's see what big and handsome and talented, cool stars tell us who's playing in the hashtag Feeding Frenzy. Elenium, amazing artist. I love him. I've seen him live multiple times. Jaws, another amazing artist. Wow, that is cool. And I've seen him live multiple times. Let's see this next guy, because those two were amazing. How are they going to make it better than this? How can they physically make it better than this? Check this out. What on earth? Well, that's a handsome motherfucker, isn't it? Those of you who don't know, Grubhub is the presenting partner of the LCS Championship, one of the biggest events in the LCS, if not the biggest event in LCS because of the deciding factor in Worlds and all that stuff. Grubhub is celebrating the 2021 Championship weekend on Sunday, August 29th with a live Grubhub hashtag Feeding Frenzy partnership with Buffalo Wild Wings, which I absolutely love, by the way. The event will be in person for select LCS fans in New Jersey, streaming live on Grubhub's YouTube and Twitch channels. Grubhub will be offering free delivery and a chance at a free Hextech chest and key on all orders with the code FRENZY on 8/28 and 8/29, plus $3 off of your order if you spend $20 or more on Buffalo Wild Wing orders on Grubhub on 8/28 and 8/29. Get your food orders in, get yourself some delicious hot wings, and have some fun. Kick your feet up and watch me carry a game against literal professional LCS talent. Grubhub also has the new Grubhub guarantee. You get your food delivered on time and at the lowest prices, guaranteed, or they'll make it right. If you find a lower price, they'll match the difference. Plus, you'll get $5 off of your next order. If your order arrives late, you'll get $5 off your next order. So what is there to lose? Use Grubhub, get yourself some wings, kick your feet up, and watch Daddy carry the game. Watch live at 12:15 Eastern Time on YouTube and Twitch. Yeah. Yeah. You want to know something that I never understood? A question that is so deep that it would bring Aristotle back from the grave and make him go, Let me tell you, League of Legends is a team-based game. At minimum, you'll always have to play with 4 different people to accomplish your goal of beating the opposing 5 people via rotations, objectives, and all-out communication. And because of this, League of Legends is an absolutely phenomenal game to play with friends. It's probably the best multiplayer game I've ever played in my life. Because if you could manage to play this game with 4 friends, whether you're tryharding or just goofing off and doing random builds, it always feels good because you're all on the same page. You can choose champions that synergize, actually rotate for barons and objectives. Hell, you can even goof off and try strange builds to see if you can come up with some cheese that actually works. And in all of these cases, League of Legends is such an amazing game because no matter what, you're moving as a team. In this exact scenario, League is honestly a 9 out of 10. So understanding all of this, understanding what situations the game thrives in and what makes the game so fun, really makes me wonder. Why is it that in a game that is literally structured around playing with your team, working together, and communicating, that the most important game mode that everyone seems to value and base their worth off of, the game mode that you don't get to choose your team? Obviously, I'm talking about fucking SoloQ. I don't know what happened in history that made the world think that the only way you can be good at League of Legends is to play the game in which you can't really play League of Legends. It absolutely makes no sense to me. It would be like a multi-million-dollar corporation spending almost a decade to make a building tower defense game and then out of nowhere it getting popular for being a battle royale. But seriously, there are so many reasons as to why I disagree with this. But before I get into them, I just want to say that if you're into ranked, that's a very powerful thing. You love to improve, you have the patience for it, and all of that is commendable in its own right. This video is not made to slight SoloQ players at all. In fact, it is only made to slight the concept of SoloQ. It's to talk about why me, alongside a lot of other players, really don't like that game mode. First and foremost, something that I think that every single person watching this can agree with is that in SoloQ, there are games that you just cannot win. Games where you're just severely outmatched, someone in your team is either trolling or AFK, or you're going against somebody who's obviously boosting, and your chances of winning went out the window the second your mid laner went 0-7. And my biggest qualm about this is that when it does happen in SoloQ, nearly all of the things that ruin the game experience in the first place are impossible to control. I don't care if you're T1 Faker or Tryndamere himself. If Riot just decided to pair you with a top laner that's in a particularly bad mood that day, your chances of winning will drastically go down because now you're in a 4v5. And as a jungle main, I personally feel it a lot more than other people do. Because the second a jungler's team is outclassed, or the second that somebody just wants to int the game away because they're in a bad mood, the jungler ends up injured too because they end up losing prio over so much of the map. And nothing feels better than not being able to play the game because my top laner decided to spend this one shitting his pants and crying. To paraphrase the great words of Nice, people int because they don't think that they're good enough to make a positive impact on the game and therefore make a negative impact to feel in control. And for some godforsaken reason, it really feels like Riot's algorithm is just, if you lose once, well, you better get comfortable because you're gonna be losing for a while. It honestly feels like everyone at Riot HQ is sitting in one of those big rooms from the moon landing. They chose your account out of a hat and get ready because you're the person they're gonna fuck with all day. Someone recently told me some very good advice about SoloQ that I want to pass on to you. Something called the 40-40-20 rule. 40% of your games are unwinnable, 40% of your games you're going to win no matter what, and 20% of the games you can win if you carry. And honestly, I believe that this holds true. But imagine if in Super Mario 64 the devs went, hey, by the way, every time you jump, there's a 40% chance that Mario breaks his ankles upon landing, which will give you reduced move speed for the next 30 minutes. Also, here's a random star sometimes. To make matters worse, all of the new champions, items, and reworks are so powerful that they innately make the idea of 1v5ing nothing more but hopeful bullshit. Hopeful bullshit. Wishful thinking. It was wishful thinking and I said hopeful bullshit. I meant wishful thinking. Oops. Everyone can dash, or stealth, or just beat the ever-loving shit out of you even if you're ahead. Which makes the SoloQ games that you lose, that you personally thought you could carry, feel that much worse. Sorry if I'm in the wrong here, but the second it starts feeling like I'm fighting the game itself, instead of fighting the people that I'm supposed to be fighting in the game, I feel like that's a problem. Which leads to another massive issue in SoloQ. Dodge. I get it. People dodge because of inters. People dodge because of trolls. People dodge because of Disco Nunu. But honestly, I think dodging is one of the worst video game strategies I've ever seen in my life. And I don't mean I hate dodgers, I just mean dodging in general. You are actually choosing to get penalized just so that you don't get a bigger penalization. Imagine a guy breaking into your house and going, hey kid, I'm about to hit you with my car. But if you don't want that, I could just hit you with this whip 40 times instead. Make a choice. It's just a lose-lose situation. Not to mention that so many people are dodging ranked games nowadays that it oftentimes takes me 3 or 4 tries of wading through Champ Select to get into an actual game of League of Legends. Meaning even if you're someone like me, someone who never dodges and is okay with throwing caution to the wind just to play the game, you're still penalized and have to wait so much time because it's a dodge-heavy meta. Hey, remember when playing video games was about playing the actual fucking video game? Yeah, I remember that. Let's do that again. So not only is it a struggle to win because sometimes this game puts you in compromising situations, but sometimes it's hard to even play the game in the first place. But the worst part of all, the one thing that is the silent killer of SoloQ that won't stop anytime soon, is the ego. I can't tell why ego has gotten so bad over the years, but I do have a theory. League of Legends is a super complicated game that seems to only be getting deeper and deeper as the time goes on.
That's what she said.
Every new champion seems to have 40 passives and abilities, and honestly, even the base game itself had an insanely high learning curve. So now that there's 156 champions, all with their progressively more complicated movesets and playstyles, I can imagine that it's becoming a very, very hard game for new players to get into. And though the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence, there's definitely a reason why Riot doesn't talk about how many new players the game is getting anymore. 99% of the people playing this game have been playing it for years and years and years and years. And it's becoming such a problem that smurfs are now more frequent than new players. If Riot themselves had to devise something called SmurfQ in order to spot smurfs and make them go against other smurfs, then smurfing is definitely a problem in League of Legends. So what's the point of all of this? Well, the answer is simple. I think that ranked is still a very valuable game mode. And for a lot of players, SoloQ is a genuinely fun time that grants them the ability to have introspect and improvement in their game. But just because this is the one mode that everybody looks to for achievement and bragging rights and ego, doesn't mean that it's important. There's nothing I dislike more than diamond players talking down to bronze players and plat players acting like they're so hot because they're better than silver players. And this one's gonna be kind of crazy, so lean on in while I say it. Yes, being high ranked does mean that you have a deep understanding of the game, but it is also a testament to how much patience you have to deal with a dramatic multitude of absolutely terrible experiences. Even in Challenger, players end up getting close to a 50% win rate, because that's just the way the algorithm works. And though it's still possible to lose games when you're playing with your friends, it definitely feels a lot better because you were in control the whole time, rather than losing because your top laner wanted to first time Irelia against a Teemo one-trick. Which is why my closing point is this. If you're diamond, that's awesome. If you're silver, that's awesome too. If you're unranked, that's fucking cool. No matter what your rank is, your opinions and how you feel about the game are valid. And you shouldn't be forced to sit through 300 games where someone insecure runs it down and ints your team just to get a shiny border. If you're a ranked player, that's awesome. If you only play ARAMs, that's cool as shit as well. And that's basically all I had to say. I know it seems a little bit like a heated rant, but I just wanted to get this off my chest because I do think League of Legends is fun. Playing with your friends is amazing, having in-houses is amazing, doing fun builds is amazing. So people need to stop thinking that ranked is the only thing you could do in this game to have fun. It's okay to be unranked. You don't gotta fucking get inted on 50 games in a row to get a diamond border just to feel like you have a spot here, you know? Look at me, I've been gold inting away for 5 or 6 seasons trying to have fun, and I'm gonna play on a professional stage. I'm super excited for the Grubhub thing, and I hope you guys check it out because it's gonna be fun, and hey, maybe I'll do some meme builds there as well. And now that the video's ending, it's time for me to do my Instagram pick of the day, where I show you a picture from my Instagram that is meant to trigger your fight or flight. Yeah, yeah, check that one out. I'm gonna be honest, this one made my neck a little bit sore, but it was worth it. Imagine having sleep paralysis, looking to your left, and seeing that. Be sure to follow my Instagram at SkoochIG, and I love you. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and if you're not subbed to the channel, why? Come on, sub. There's gonna be banger content, and you're gonna have fun, and I'm gonna make you laugh or cry. I might make you scream. Check this out. Did I get you? Now click a video that's on the screen. Get out of here.